That's that like glory years of the 90s where sort of Sam and I grew up watching you, Sir Curtly, as well. But you talk about the celebrations there. I mean, one of the great images that I have in my mind is like those like post series celebrations where back in the day in Australia anyway, you used to be given a car if you were the man of the series. And there's a great photo of you in 1993, I think it is, for
That's correct.
winning player of the series, and you've won a 1993 Nissan Patrol, and there's you driving the car, and there's like 15 blokes just hanging out the back of this thing, just riding around the WACA.
More like 25. Yeah, I remember that clearly. That to me, I would rate as my best series throughout my career, because when I joined the team in '88, we were still #1 team in the world. Everyone expected us to win, no matter where we go. But then in '92, '93, in Australia, we lost Viv Richards, we lost Gordon Greenidge, there was no Malcolm Marshall, there was no Jeffrey Dujon. And to lose 4 of those great players all at once, Richardson was the captain, going to Australia, new captain, 1 test match to his name, Brian Lara, 2 test matches to his name. So we had a fairly young team, and no one gave us a chance to beat a strong, very powerful Australian team led by the great Alan Border. So we end up winning that series 2-1. And, so that to me was so satisfying. And at the end of the game in Perth, when we won the series 2-1, everyone was saying that we had to take a lap in the vehicle, in the Jeep, in the patrol. I said, no, man, we don't need that. And the guy said, no. And they say, I had to drive because I took more than 30 wickets in the series. Yeah. So they say, man, you were a star in terms of the bowling department, so you had to be at the wheel, And then, so we had a lap around the track, and it was fun, And I mean, it was really something that I will never forget.
Yeah. Fast forwarding to the Caribbean in '95, so Curtly, I mean, you've no doubt fielded enough questions about the incident with Steve Waugh to last a lifetime. I promise this has got a different angle to it. Like, you've always remained pretty tight-lipped about what Waugh said to you that day in Trinidad. It's sort of vague. It's like, oh, he might have sworn. I'm not sure. Is that to honour? And you said you didn't hear him. Like, is that because you're trying to honour a player's code? Or is it because you legitimately couldn't hear him because he so often talks out the side of his mouth?
That series in '95, they dubbed it the decider. We were #1, Australia were #2, very close behind us. And they decided that whoever win that series, well, if Australia win that series, they'll go to #1. If we win it, we'll remain #1. And we were 1-0 behind in the series. So there was a lot of tension and pressure and frustration and everything, because we didn't want to relinquish our #1 status. And that particular game was played in Port of Spain, Trinidad. And it was a pitch with a lot of grass on it. It was a difficult pitch pattern. It was conducive for fast bowling. And I was really on top of the Australians. Steve Waugh, mark you, he got 6 yards in at first, and he's played very well. On a normal day, that could have been 150, but he played well, but he was struggling, playing and missing a lot, and he got frustrated. And, one of my teammates told me, that, as he was walking back, because, I give it a steer, and then I go back to my mark. And one of my teammates told me that, Steve Waugh said to F off, right? Telling me to F off, get back to my mark, or something along that line. But honestly, I didn't hear him. So I went back to my mark, bowl a few, and then we break for lunch or tea. We had a break. And after the break, I came back out, bowl at him again. He kept missing, So as I followed through, something snapped in me. And I said, I asked him a question, did you swear at me? And he didn't say yes, he didn't say no. He just said, I can say whatever I want to say. And that to me was a yes. And that's when all hell broke loose. And I said to him, that I don't have to play cricket. I have no career left. I will knock you out right here and now. And if they ban me, I don't really care. Well, of course, I didn't say that gently. There was a few expletives in between. I was really heated. Yeah. And to be quite honest, that started right there and ended right there. Steve and I never spoke about it. I met him a couple of times after, and we never spoke about it. Only guys like you and the media and all the cricketing people will ask about it. We never spoke about it ever. We never lost our mutual respect. As a matter of fact, when I did my book, you know, the guy who wrote the book for me, Richard, was saying, we can get the legendary Richie Beno to do the forward. Because, I mean, I have a tremendous amount of respect for Richie Beno. I think he was the greatest commentators ever. And I said to it, you know, it would be a nice touch to ask Steve Waugh to do it because of our rivalry. And Richard was asking me, you think he'll do it? I say, we won't know till we ask. So Richard reached out to him, and he readily agreed to write the forward as well. No questions asked. And everything that he wrote, I put it in the book. Never changed a word. You know, so we still have that mutual respect. But honestly, on that particular moment, I really wanted to knock him out.